first of all, if you've not been in the Discovery Building before, there's a men's room over here to your left, ladies' room to the right. One at a time, obviously. There is hand sanitizer outside of each of the bathrooms. If you would sanitize on your way in and sanitize on your way out, we would appreciate that. Thank you all for wearing masks and helping to keep anybody's anxiety level low with all of the social distancing. We appreciate that. Silence your cell phones if you haven't already done so. And I think that's about it that I need to cover. So let me go ahead and get started. Little did we know way back last summer that when we decided on the theme of transformation for the 2019-2020 school year, that God, the fates, and all other entities that were listening were going to take us so seriously. What an incredible year it's been. We've been challenged almost at every turn, it seems. For many of us, our level of anxiety increased in direct proportion to the level of uncertainty portrayed in the world around us. So we followed the healthy behavior protocols, we social distanced, we sheltered in place, and we got to know our families at a whole new level. And at the end of the day, Socrates Preparatory School did what we do best. We prepared. Through the amazing efforts of our teachers and staff in partnership with our awesome families, we prepared our students to embrace distance learning however they could from wherever they were, and we totally did it. We did it. We conquered every obstacle that was put in our way, and we've emerged stronger as a school and stronger and more capable as individuals. What a story we will have to tell our children and our grandchildren. And I've been thinking about that, about stories. I love a good story. Short ones, long ones, outrageous ones, crazy ones, and ones that make me cry. And as I look at this year's senior class, that's what I see. I'm going to get teared up already. They're unique and individual stories. There have been twists and turns, sadness and hardship, friendships and joy, and all the things that just happened while we were living our lives. Each of you has changed in huge, huge ways since you first walked in the door of our school, and we've had the honor of being part of your story. But what I want you to know today, on this momentous occasion of your graduation from high school, is that it's your story. It doesn't belong to your parents, to your teachers, or to your friends. Your story is your character, defining itself more and more every day, like a great manuscript, ready to become the next great novel. Actress Kerry Washington said it like this: your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. My hope for you is that for every down, there is an up, for every ending, a beginning, and that you never stop turning the page to see what comes next. Our keynote speaker today is someone who knows a lot about writing her story with purpose and value. Dr. Faten Jafar was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. She holds a medical doctorate from Wayne State University, and she completed her training in pediatric medicine at the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. She's the founder and lead physician at Safari Pediatrics, a private pediatric practice located in Winter Park. Beyond her medical practice, Dr. Jafar lives her life's passion of helping children locally and internationally through her engagement with various societies and missions. She's a founding member of the Wish Society, working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to grant children with terminal or serious illnesses their dream wishes. She's also the medical director of the Hanan Foundation, an organization that focuses on the education and health of refugee children escaping war in Syria. She continues to lead medical missions to the less fortunate around the world, and she assists with local medical drives and fairs to bring much-needed medical services to those who can't afford basic care right here in Central Florida. In her spare time. She enjoys traveling and experiencing the fullness of life with her husband, Mohammed, her daughter, Rhea, and their extended family. I present to you Dr. Fatin Jafar.
Thank you, Vicki. That was very nice. Good morning. I can read. Good morning, Socrates, class of 2020, family, friends, faculty. I'm honored to be here today in celebration of your accomplishments. I am beyond proud of the graduating class of 2020. Congratulations to you and your parents on reaching this incredible milestone. Today, you will receive your diploma, the first of many to come. This diploma is another step towards adulthood and your journey to change our world. Today also marks your last moment to reflect before you toss your head in the air and take on the future. I remember my high school graduation. It was an exciting time. It was full of dreams and possibilities for what may come. We were planning our senior skip days, proms, parties, graduation. It felt like the whole world was welcoming us in open arms. While this is not your reality, due to the global pandemic, all is not lost. This year should have taught you one of life's most important lessons. Nothing is promised, and tomorrow brings uncertainty. You have overcome fear, frustration, and uncertainty of being in lockdown, all while completing your academic year with distance learning. You received a condensed lesson in how quickly life can change, and you have shown yourself to be adaptable and versatile. You're here today. With that said, you are uniquely positioned to take on challenges that 2020 has brought and turn them into opportunities for tomorrow. You have the chance to reshape the way we live, redefine the things that we value, and reorganize society in a more equitable terms. The demonstrations against social injustice that are consuming our streets every night will be solved on your watch and under your leadership. Drew, Fernando, Gabrielle, Adrian, and Ariel, as you move to the next phase of your life and your years of Socrates are added to your book of fond memories, the persistent question of what will I be when I grow up gets louder and louder. Some of you know your path since as far back as you can remember. Some of you are still searching and have not found your answer to that question. Your next chapter at university will open your eyes to the world full of possibilities. Don't be afraid to explore, to expand your horizon, to seek the unknown, to fail splendidly, and to repeat the process until you are fulfilled. The most important piece of advice that I have lived by: always be true to yourself. Keep sight of your North Star, and the details will fall in place. As Steve Jobs once said, don't let the noise of others drown out your inner voice. So as you continue to grow and shape the person that is you, as you reach for success, don't let the inevitable setbacks distract you. Don't let the difficulties derail you. And most importantly, don't let the failures discourage you. Let them propel you to greatness and make them the ingredient of a glorious life that is worth living. I leave you with one of my favorite quotes. Quote by a stubborn leader who would not relent in the face of certain doom. Winston Churchill defines success as the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. So go out in this new world, be enthusiastic, be yourself, and make your dream our reality. Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm so proud of you. And best of luck.
Dr. Jafar for that meaningful and inspiring message, and very timely for the world that we're living in. The next person I'd like to come to the podium is someone that most of us know well, because even though she's not a paid member of Socrates Preparatory School staff, she's here every day. She does so much for all of us, for the teachers, for the staff, for the school, for the building itself, for the garden, for everything that you see. She has touched and had an impact on during the length that the school has been open. Mrs. Monica Donaldson, we want to thank you for your service to the school so tirelessly and without complaint, well, without too many complaints. We don't know what we would do, literally, we don't know what we would do without you and all that you bring to our school. We're so very grateful to you.
I'm so proud of you all. It's just, as everybody has said this morning, whoever would have imagined that we would find ourselves here wearing masks and all this craziness. But I do think that it's taught everybody to be adaptable to change, and it's a changing world that we live in, and it changes fast. So for the graduates, I bet you thought you were done with schoolwork, but I have a little vocabulary that I want to share with you. So these are a couple of words that I want to read for you. Selfless, concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own. Generous, showing kindness towards others. And thoughtful, showing consideration for the needs of other people. And as you all know, these are what? Adjectives, right? And they define a person, place, or thing. So in this case, these words define a person. And that person is Mike Bowman. With any school and with our little school, there's always so much work to do, and a lot of times people wear different hats, and there's not always enough hands to do everything. But Mike is the guy who has jumped in at every beck and call and been willing to help out. I can call him in an instant notice, and he juggles things around to come and help me. So I would like to personally thank him for being the PTO Parent Volunteer of the Year. But also, last summer, what a lot of you may not know is that we did a shifting of rooms because one of the founders, Dr. Gallagher, retired. And so we did a lot of moving and fixing and destruction and construction, and Mike gave, I don't know how many hours. It seemed like he was constantly here, day, night, always. Every time I came, he was here. Leaving, we were like switch shifts, and he'd go and come back, and so it was amazing. So Mike, I want to thank you very much for giving so much of yourself for our little school. And we have an award here for you, if I can see the right one. Oh. Yes. Volunteer of the Year, Michael J. Bowman. Thank you for your selfless contribution. Who are we looking at? Aaron? Let's look at Aaron. All right. Thank you so much. I gave you a hug, but I'm not gonna. Also, that's the formal one and most important because he's just given so much to us. So thank you again. I would also like to recognize my right and my left hand who are not here, but that is Kelly, who's the Vice President of PTO, and Kelly Wilson, and Donna Steinfeld, who is my secretary. And as all of you know, I can swing hammer, but I can't do anything on computer. And those two are them anytime, and they just do so much for me, so I really appreciate that. And one other parent I would like to recognize is Carrie Rinaldi, because Carrie has, of course, recently it's kind of hard with the shelter at home thing, but I think she even snuck here to work in the garden and water the garden and pull weeds. So I hid the key for the hose on the side of the building in case she decided to show up. But I wanted to put a shout out to Carrie as well to thank her for her time. I'm so proud of you all. I really am. It's just amazing, and it's important to be able to pick yourself up after we have a bit of a stumble. So congratulations to you all. I know you're going to do amazing things. I wish I could hug all of you. Okay.
My turn is a little bit more complicated, so it's going to take a second. Wow, the view from here is very emotional. Seeing the beautiful faces of my children graduating today is very hard to get through, honestly. I'm holding back tears, and I'm so absolutely proud of each and every single one of you. Adrian, Ruth, Jernando, Gabby, Ariel, I've witnessed both your challenges and your triumphs. And I know that this is hard. It is a hard time. We're going through hard times, but you will persevere. You're going to persevere, you're going to go out into this world, and you are going to put your mark on this world. I know it. I know it's inside your hearts. Your class of 2020, your trailblazers, and your trendsetters. Okay, and you're going to lead the way into a whole new era of a better world. Don't forget it. Stay strong. Reach into your heart, okay, and look at what's inside whenever the world goes a little dark. And you will see the light within, okay? You already have everything that you need. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your families. I'm going to do the Special Recognitions Award, so this is kind of like the fun part. I get to play. And this year we're going to do an award that we haven't done before. And this award represents our mascot, Ramsey. Our mascot, Ramsey, embodies the spirit of Socrates. And this year we have a special student that saw how our seniors were at home due to this crazy world we're living in, and decided, you know what, I want to contribute. I'm going to put myself in this hot suit for the whole day, 8 hours, that we were out running around from house to house. And this student sitting back there hiding his face right now as I'm talking, got into Ramsey and gave a new life to Ramsey in a way that we haven't seen before. He really exemplified the spirit of Ramsey, and for that, we would really like to recognize him. Are going to be something super, super special for a team of warriors that happen to live here at Socrates. I have worked with so many people in my lifetime, and I can say without a doubt in my heart that the team here at Socrates is in a league of their own. They
are an incredible collection of different talents and human beings and souls with the biggest hearts that I know. When we all, our students went on break, the spring break. I mean, they started out the year, moving mountains. But during the break, we held an emergency meeting on Friday when everyone went home. Our teachers didn't get to go home. Our teachers didn't get the break. And our teachers and administrators and staff. And they didn't rest. What they were doing is they were putting this collective power, mustering the best they have inside their hearts and inside their intellect and inside their creativity to come up, overhauling an entire system that's supposed to work on campus, an educational system, to bridging it to remote. And then through the process, endless nights of making sure that it works seamlessly, troubleshooting, communicating, working like a true team of heroes. I am so proud to call them colleagues. I'm so proud to call them friends. I'm so proud to call them soulmates. I am so proud of them. I couldn't have done this without you. Soccer, I couldn't have done this without you, and we're all lucky to have you. And for that, I would like to commemorate our team today by just a little token of appreciation that you can keep as a memory of the times. So I'm just going to call you by name one by one, and please come up here so you can receive that. I'm going to start with Miss Vicky. It's so hard for us not to hug. Christina.
It says, I conquered 2020. So we're good for the rest of the year.
Miss Joanne is not here with us today because she has a little family emergency she's dealing with, but this award goes to her. Salma. I have so many extra hands because of Salma. Miss Bridget.
Oh, should I take it off?
Sure, why not? Besides, we're always around each other.
That's
so
true,
it's not
that's
like-
true.
Yeah,
It's too late for us.
it's too late for us. Yeah, we're good. Here, I'm gonna put this so you don't have to. There you go.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hold your work up a little bit? Just hold it up to the camera. There, that's good. Perfect.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Miss
Miss
Bridget.
Bridget.
Miss Kathy.
the impulse is that whenever they get close, we're just gonna embrace, and it's so hard.
Take us a little bit over up. There we go.
Thank you. You stand back there. I know you're hiding back there. Thank you. Nada. For those of you who don't know Miss Nada is our French and Arabic teacher, and she did a super amazing job as well. Miss Nada. I felt like I need to introduce her because some of you may not know her. Miss Maruti. No, I know. And this is for Mr. Joe Young. He's not with us today as well due to a certain family emergency, so we're going to put his award right back. All right, so we're on to the Star Award. The Star Award is a special award that we honor a certain Socrates family member that goes above and beyond or exemplifies an extraordinary accomplishment. So this first award is going to a young lady that's standing right here next to me. Now I can't hide it. I was going to say her name last. So I'm going to stand right there, young lady, while I speak about it here. and if you would like to take off your mask, you can. It's up to you. Just, yeah, stand right there. Okay, so this young lady joined us about 4 years ago. She was starting out at UCF. She happens to be my niece, and that's her good looks and her smarts. She began teaching our little young ones coding. She's a brilliant young lady, and she's like you graduates is graduating this year from her second phase. Okay, she will be graduating from UCF this summer with a degree in computer science and at a high honors magna cum laude. So we really felt the need to honor that as part of our family. On top of that, this is not the end of it. Miss Yara was nominated amongst the top 20 female women in STEM to represent that program and lead as a role model for girls and women going into the STEM field. And for that accomplishment, and she was recognized by the STEM organization of UCF. For that accomplishment, we honor her and we present her with the Star Award.
Thank you so much.
All right. Our second award goes to a lady who has joined us about 3 years ago. She started helping out, subbing for classes, just helping out with whatever we needed. And while she was doing that, she was tricking all of us because we found out that she has so many hidden talents that we had no idea she had. And like opening a big treasure box, one thing after the other, she started, started discovering her talents, her amazing talents. And as our school grew, our needs grew. And our needs when it comes to the Department of Education, compliance, financial accountability, reports, all this very fun stuff to do, you know? We think it's so much fun. She thinks it's her party. And Ms. Joanne Tassar. Ms. Joanne Tassar. Is not here with us today, but we owe her a huge applause, a huge recognition, and a huge honor, because truly and honestly, the amount of work ethic that she possesses inside of her, I have not seen in any human being that I know. This woman is like a living robot with a heart. So if they were to do an AI, Ms. Joanne would be the perfect specimen for it, because she's got all the sense and sensibility, the big heart, and the exceptional work ethic and technical skill. She's an incredible human being, and for her efforts and the way she's entered Soc Prep 3 years to now, and her role in our school, we present her with the Star Award. Ms. Erin, her daughter, who is very much like her mom.
I don't know, there's a lot to live up to.
With the award. Oh, are you gonna take a picture with me? Oh.
We'll get everything and I'll take a picture.
Yes. See if I can find that button.
Ready? There you go.
And with that, I say thank you, congratulations. And I leave the
Okay, so it is my honor to present the both the Innovative Teacher of the Year Award and the Teacher of the Year Award. We did things a little bit differently this year. We created a Google, we got technological, we created a Google form for the kids to vote for, the kids and other staff members to vote for both of these honors. And we also made it a requirement that they say a little something about why they were voting for this particular teacher. Because we usually give this award, and it has a lot of meaning to the teachers who receive them, but we don't always hear the voices of the kids. And I thought it was so important this year especially that they understood just exactly how much they mean and in what ways they have touched their students. So there were 49 responders, which is pretty good out of about 63 students. So I was pleased with the response. And the Innovative Teacher of the Year is the teacher who, pulls out all the stops, thinks outside the box, is always trying to come up with really creative, cool ways of doing things that are really going to make the knowledge stick. And this teacher comments. It was a close vote this year. This teacher got 20% of the vote. And some of the comments says that she always has the class interacting with each other and holding conversations on different topics. She made it more fun for me to learn. She's so creative. She's always looking for new ideas to inspire our students. She's a true inspiration. She gives us different assignments in different formats to do them, making her classes different from the others, as her class doesn't just follow a binder or a website. She always makes our learning environment fun and comfortable. She introduces new concepts in a fun and enjoyable way. She also makes it really easy to come and talk to her about anything. That's so important in a teacher. She works hard. She's always looking for and implementing new ways for the content to be interesting and fun for her students. She's kind and determined and always looks out for her students. And then there was a final comment. Because she's my mom. The Innovative Teacher of the Year award this year goes to Mrs. Leslie. Watch the exhibition. This year, the art gallery was Leslie's brainchild, and it was just amazing if you saw it. Who knew you could do that with Google Slides? I mean, it's just unbelievable what she was able to do, and it just is one example of the many ways that she uses her creativity and her artistic abilities to really enhance our curriculum and our lives. For Teacher of the Year, this is meant to be kind of the all-around great teacher. She loves her kids. She loves what she does. She's passionate about learning. She instills that love of learning into her students. This teacher had 33% of the vote. Let's see some of the comments. She exhibits patience, knowledge, and concern for her students, all exceptional qualities that represent an exceptional teacher. She's always so full of energy. She shows much passion for her students and our school. She's top-notch. She's not only an amazing teacher and so knowledgeable of the subjects she teaches, she's also always so positive and kind and manages her classroom with love. She has a lot of passion for this line of work, and it really shows. She comes into work every day smiling and ready to make a difference in each student's life. She's fantastic to be around, and the students love her. So you can tell some of these are coming from the peers, which is also a very, something that you want as a teacher. You want to be well respected, not just by the students, but also by your peers. Let's see. I chose her because she makes the classroom such a loving environment, and she has the sweetest and most kind heart. She treats every single one of us with the utmost respect. She's just amazing overall. She's always so supportive of her students' endeavors, showing patience and kindness above all else. Her laughter is contagious and uplifting, and she's always willing to help out in any situation. She gives out this strong vibe that says, "Hey, I love this job, oh yeah." Her teaching ways are too cool to be messed with, bro. I think that was a student. She's cool, nice, smart, and very responsible, not just for herself or the work and assignments, but also for her students. For the second year in a row, the Teacher of the Year award goes to Mrs. Janine Ball. Well deserved.
You guys do it a little bit.
3 nights. She coordinated everything. She did just an amazing job. Just one example again of the many ways that she is just an organizational guru and just puts her love for the school and the students into everything that she does. She's amazing. We are ready for our graduate speeches, which I can't wait to hear. Usually I get the privilege of hearing them ahead of time, and I didn't this year, so I'm really excited to hear them. Our first graduate is, well, let me tell you this, first of all. No, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. That's gonna be for when you get your diploma. I have to give you some special instructions. I'm sorry. So our first speech is from Jornando. Jornando got a 25 on his ACT his first try, which is really impressive. He has the biggest heart of any student, anywhere, anytime. He is always willing to step in and help out. He's the first one to ask if we need help in the school. He has the biggest heart of any student, literally and figuratively. We always, we talk about showing kindness to those who are, who are the little ones, right? The little ones around the school, setting a good example. And pretty much everyone in the school is smaller than Jornando. So he sets that example very, very well. Jornando plans on attending UCF after graduation this year. Jornando, let's hear your speech.
Yikes. I may or may not have volunteered myself as his first speech, and I did just remember like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I can't. So, I, as per usual, I did put a lot of passion into my speech, but I did also did it last night. So, here we go. Thank you all for coming today in the midst of this chaos. This is an odd occasion because of the current circumstances. Nonetheless, let us enjoy this joyful, momentous event and fret not about the world. We came here to enjoy this, and we shall do. Graduating to me feels very odd because I have a rather detached perception of the world around me. I can honestly say I don't really understand what's happening, and that's alright. And just a kid with Asperger's, but here's what I do know. People need to open themselves to each other, open their hearts and give their time. Don't take sides and abandon labels. Time carries on ever forward, and we are just visitors in time. So in our bit of time, we all have to make the best of our lives and manage to evolve. And we must be in a loving environment that shows me what a supportive world we must have. Along the way, we must not forget to think for the people around us and what they do for us. First of all, I would like to thank Fatin for she has been advocating for me since the beginning. She has put a lot of time and effort into making sure I don't do anything stupid later on. She has a time to focus on helping me more than even my own daughter. And she has made sure that I embody a spirit of soft prep, and she taught me many life lessons along the way. Without her, soccer is probably never a thing. I'd like to thank Christina for teaching me and mentoring to the process to apply for college test scholarships and helping me understand math. I would like to thank Ms. Leslie for helping me deal with situations that, as a teacher, she had no obligations to assist me with. I'd like to thank you for being fair with me when conflicts arose and for being the best principal I've ever had. I'd like to thank Salma for putting up with the torment that her jokes gave her and for helping me out when I messed up. She doesn't get paid enough to deal with all the things everyone tells her or asks her to help with. I'd like to thank Ms. Shanine for being the best history teacher ever and for making class really fun. I'd like to thank Ms. Monica for always taking me home and always providing the ride when I need. I'd like to thank Ms. Scary for offering to take me to school I didn't have a lot of time in the morning. I'd like to thank all my friends for being great people and for any better friends. I have great times with most of you. Spending it with Connor and Maura playing D&D, missing out on almost getting permanently injured with a song. Guzzling it up people with Lizzie, being used as a set dummy for me and Gabby, being harassed by a little goblin known as Seth. Declan excitedly telling me about Oscar's ideas and stuff he's pulled off in D&D. Victoria being funny was like obsessing about her current boy crush at the time. Adrian with quick remarks and great poem. Drew for his funny comments and rather odd but genius ideas. Connor for being a good role model. And Mara for helping me socially, and Zach for trying to help me live with his own lives. Cooper, brother, and McCall for interesting conversations. Joseph for always writing humor. Michael and Declan for being the good as boys. Data and Natalie always having help our advice for whatever anyone was doing. And how you really random conversations with Amani. Although you probably ain't gonna hear this, because they're on week at like 4 in the afternoon. So, but thank you, Holly, Jamie, Anae, Evan, Fest, Emily, and Jared. You are the reason why you don't sleep at night, but I wouldn't have you any other way. Playing League with you always brightens my mood. Especially you, Holly. You made that one summer a good summer. I will never forget the times I shared with every one of you and the impact you've all made on me. I'd like to thank my family for taking care of me all this time. There were lots of times that I couldn't do things without them. They were always backing me and supporting me with everything I did or wanted to do. They kept me well fed and taken care of in the times that my mother was struggling. And excuse me for here a second, but I have to speak for family watching Puerto Rico, so I will switch to Spanish. Avia, gracias por alimentarme y por tener sus puertas abiertas para mí siempre. Gracias por todo lo que has hecho para poder llegar a donde estoy. Mamá y yo no podríamos estar aquí si no fuera por ti. ¿No? Te Cynthia. Gracias por enseñarme cómo cuidarme a mí mismo, por tu amor y tus consejos y tus servicios de mamá. Abuelo, gracias por tu amor y por hacerme café. Joshua, mi canal, y Pepe, gracias por soportarme con tanta paciencia. Nos vemos pronto, lo amo todo. Papá, gracias por ser mi compincha, por estar aquí todo ánimo. Finally, thank you to my mom. Whatever mom being who she is, I would have probably ended up in the Looney Bin years ago. Everything that I have and I have done is all to her. She pushed me through most of my schooling, even at times where all this fell so. She works 55-hour weeks to give me all the opportunities I've had. I honestly would not be anywhere near the point of my life that I am now. I still have many more things I want to do and must do, but without her, I would be completely lost right now. And I haven't said this in forever, so I'm looking more. Thanks for being the best mother to be asked for. Now, I guess I have to put a quote in here to make a nice, well-rounded graduation speech. I recently watched a show. One of the characters, Dean, said something I would like to follow. He said, you should enjoy the little detours to the fullest, because that's where you find the things more important than what you want. At this point in my life, I have no idea where I'm going, and only a slight idea for a little more. I hope that as I traverse life, I find what I'm looking for. The seeds of march of time, so ever continue. We must fret not about the past, but only worry about what we want to fix about ourselves. Once you die, the only thing you take with you is only the impact you left on people. So always help each other, especially in the midst of the chaos that is 2020.
You did. And I'm not surprised that you wrote it just last night. That was amazing. That was amazing. You were going to be so missed next year, but we know you're going to do amazing things. What did you forget, honey? I don't see it up here.
We're gonna miss this next year.
We're gonna miss this next year. And you know what? It's okay that you don't know what you're gonna do. It's okay. You know, there's a lot of pressure to know that when you leave high school, but it's okay. You've got the rest of your lives ahead of you, your life ahead of you. All right, our next speaker is Gabriela Martinez. This year, she was the secretary of SGA, the Student Government Association. She is the social media manager of the National Honor Society. She has hundreds of community service hours earned working at the Central Florida Zoo early on. She started her own nonprofit called Dogs Are Angels, which helps misunderstood breeds of dogs such as pit bulls. She's going to be attending Rollins in the fall as part of their Holt program, majoring in biology with a minor in psychology. That's amazing, Gabriella. We want to hear your speech. Honey.
Okay, I'm extremely nervous, so bear with me. Thank you all for coming. As you guys know, my name is Gabriela Martinez, but you guys all might know me as Gabby. And I remember a day when I was in pre-K. The teachers saw a snake outside and called all the kids to line up and go in. But unlike the others who were scared, I ended up charging at the snake. This has more of an impact on me than anybody might realize. So let me tell you about me. Since the day I can remember, I've seen, heard, and dealt with things no child should have to go through. Witnessing things little eyes shouldn't see. And due to certain events, I've had to live with PTSD all my life. I've suffered through depression, anxiety, and many other things. Having flashbacks and not trusting people completely, living in fear for years that, I might get taken away by my own dad. I pushed through and had to go strong, not just for myself, but for my little sister. Since then, I've learned that I cannot control the actions of others, but my own. I've had ups and downs in my life and had trouble connecting with people, and instead I connected with animals. They were my safe haven. Since I was young, I've always had a love for any animal, except cockroaches. Can't stand them. Going back to the story from pre-K, when I charged at the snake to look at it, everyone was afraid that I would get bit. But it was the complete opposite. It was more afraid of me and slithered away. So through the years as I got older, I started learning about animals that are considered to be dangerous, and one caught me by surprise. It was a breed of dog that was considered dangerous due to its history and its past. That's why I started working on a nonprofit, to give animals a second chance, just the way I had mine. What I learned is no matter your past, that's not what defines who you are, and you can rush towards the risk and take the opportunity. And for that, I want to thank my mom for always being strong through everything we've been through in life and always sticking up for me and protecting me through thick and thin. For never giving up on me, even when times were hard for us, you stayed strong for me and Victoria. This next person I really want to thank immensely because he is not blood, but has taken care of me as his own. Okay. He was in my life when I was young and had taken care of me as his own daughter. And he's Cuban, so I have to speak Spanish. Papi, gracias por todo lo que has hecho por mí. Llegaste en mi vida cuando yo, mami y Victoria necesitamos a alguien. Gracias por estar en mi vida y ser mi padre. Dad, thank you for everything you have done for me. You came into my life when me and Mom and Victoria needed somebody. Thank you for always being in my life and being my father. I also want to thank my abuela because she's, very important to me. For even though I'm a pain, she sat down with me to talk and always give me advice. Abuela, gracias por siempre estar en mi vida, por hablar conmigo, siempre, cuando yo fui bien difícil. I want to thank my siblings, because even though we argue, we always end up having each other's back. The three of you guys make every day worth waiting for. I want to thank Isaac, even though we've had our ups and downs, you always did your best to make me smile and laugh and make the time I'm with you the best. I want to thank Miss Fatten for letting me join this amazing school and join the Socrates family. Miss Vicky, thank you for every time when I was upset, you let me sit in your office and just rant my feelings to you. Miss Sama, thank you for literally keeping me in check and always being a mom to me at school. Miss Christina, I want to thank you immensely for always helping me through math, through thick and thin, and everything else. And to all my teachers, there are so many of you, literally everyone. And I just want to thank you guys all. You guys all had a specific role in my life the 3 years I've been at school. I also want to thank all my friends. There are literally too many of you to name, from the youngest one to the oldest. You guys made every day amazing and surprising. And lastly, I want to thank someone because he isn't with me physically, but I know he is my angel from above taking care of me. And that I would like to thank my abuelo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gabby. I'm gonna miss you in my office venting. That was a beautiful speech. Our next graduate to speak is Ariel. She was new to our school this year. She is from Japan. She is Japanese. She is our own Miss Leslie's stepdaughter. She, just from the beginning of the year to now, there's been so much growth, and just, she exudes positivity. She's very quiet, but she always has a smile on her face for everyone. She took it upon herself. We had a few students that were interested in learning Japanese, and so she gave up her lunches while she worked during lunch, whatever, to teach Japanese to some of her peers. And she is one of our tutors at the school. She's an amazing young woman. She's moving back to Japan, where she plans on teaching English to foreign students.
Wow.
So, Ariel, I'd like to hear from you.
When I first came to the U.S. and went to school in the U.S., it was different from what I was used to in school in Japan. The atmosphere of school, people, and the class schedule was very different from school in Japan. There are less rules in school in the U.S., and American schools respect students individually. Once I started school in the U.S., I felt uncomfortable not being able to speak English, which made people around me concerned. I had the language barrier that didn't go away until I started talking more to my little sister River. But it wasn't until last year that I really started talking to my peers. When I came to Socrates, I found that the reason I couldn't get comfortable in the public school was because I couldn't speak and get to know people. I was nervous at first, like I felt at other schools, but I started getting comfortable being at Socrates because it's a smaller school, and I knew most of the people by name. I knew that the thing would get better because I made friends faster than I did at the previous school. And for the first time in my American school life, I could understand the class lecture more than I ever had. The people around me gave me strength and helped me every step of the way. I'm thankful to all the people around me. I'm thankful to my parents for raising me and supporting me. I'm thankful to my siblings for how they kept making me laugh and never let me be bored, even though I think they're the most annoying people in the world. I'm thankful to my friends for keeping me smiling, staying with me when I was depressed, and just making my life brighter. I'm thankful to my teachers for always believing in me and doing what's good for me, and helping me do the right by myself. So Miss Martin, thank you for sharing your experience and being in a different country at a young age and giving me advice based on your experience. To Miss Vicky, thank you for being calm and smiling face when I needed it most. I think you're the nicest person I ever met. To Miss Christina, thank you for your guidance and showing me possibilities that I never would have considered before. You motivated me to try new things and then helped me achieve them. Thank you all for giving me strength for being a stronger person.
We're gonna miss your beautiful face. We got me through that. Wish you the best of luck. Sorry. We have our salutatorian next, Drew Balaji. Drew is the historian of the National Honor Society. He's a director of our Plato Tutoring, which is a peer-to-peer tutoring program that we have. He has recently released his first album. It came out of a dream project. We have a dream project program, I guess, or curriculum at our school where students who want to pursue a passion actually have class time where they're able to work on that, which is partly where Gabriella's Angel Dogs was worked on as well. Sorry. He is graduating with the most college credits earned out of this most credits earned towards college out of this graduating class. He's been offered a full scholarship to both UCF and Rollins, but hasn't decided yet which one is going to be lucky enough to get him. Wherever he goes, he's going to be an incredible asset to their program. He's an incredible, incredible young man. Drew?
Oh, and by the way, he was supposed to rap his, last year he said he was gonna rap his graduation speech.
Okay, so I didn't know I was supposed to start this off with an intro because so I didn't write this, what I'm about to say, I didn't write this down, but I'm just gonna go like, I'm just gonna freestyle it. Right now, I just wanna thank you all for coming, and I wanna thank the people who helped set this event up, because, you know, this year has been a really turbulent year. That goes without saying, but like, you know, despite everything that has happened, you guys made exhibition possible, you guys, you know, made the school possible, and you guys made graduation possible. You guys made everything possible, so, you know, I have tremendous amount of respect for that. And I wanna thank all the staff of this school. And it feels really crazy, you know, standing here right now, because I never thought that it would come to this. I never thought, like, graduation was never something which really passed my mind. I still remember, like, you know, when I was in, still feels like I'm in middle school or 9th grade, but, you know, that's all. With all that out of the way, let me start my actual lesson. Okay. Imagine this. You are trapped in an isolated cell all by yourself, unable to get out. Time itself seems non-existent as you aimlessly view all four sides of the room. You have no idea when or even if somebody will help. If you can imagine yourself in this almost impossible situation, then you probably have a good idea of how I felt during my early adolescent years. For me, the ages of 10 to about 14 were tough, to say the least. Family tragedy, anger, and emotional instability, and a whole plethora of other problems, and basically the general feeling of hopelessness were all extremely prevalent for me at the time. I felt exactly the way I described to you in that fictional scenario, trapped inside the supermax prison that was one of mine. During the height of my struggle, it seemed like there was no way out. Everything was falling apart. I frequently had panic attacks and had to be dependent on medications to function normally. No matter which school I went to, I was unable to adjust to any environment. I was unable to put down roots anywhere and interact with people in the society around me. That instability severely compromised my academic performance. And I did horribly in school, barely making C's, and as a result, I had to take alternative classes in the summer. Forget college. Even graduating high school seemed like something that was out of reach for me at the time. The general feelings of hopelessness and confusion were in full swing, and at the time, they seemed endless. But my life finally changed in 2017 when I found out I was going to be attending a new school, Socrates Preparatory. At the time, I just shrugged it off, thinking that this school was going to be no different from the others I had attended over the years. Man, was I wrong. In May 2017, I arrived at Socrates Preparatory School for the first time to see the yearly exhibition event. At the time, I had no clue as to what that actually was. I just aimlessly walked around and viewed the different presentations. I left the event still not totally convinced that this school was any different. But 2 days later, I shadowed at the school. I saw how the school was set up and arranged, and slowly but surely, positive thoughts started coming to my mind. But it wasn't until a month later that I actually saw firsthand just how the school was going to change my life. At the time, I was extremely behind academically, but with the help of the pace-based learning system at this school, I was able to finish an entire year's worth of math in under 2 months. Almost instantly, my self-confidence increased, and I realized just how amazing the school actually was. But this school didn't just improve me academically. Within the first year, I made new connections and had new experiences. Many doors opened for me, and new opportunities arose for me which previously I thought were not possible. Today, I am academically sound and set to graduate, with 2 scholarships to good colleges under my belt. In the almost 3 years I have attended Socrates Prep, the things I have learned and the experiences I have had are big enough to where I could write an entire book on it, and I actually want to do that in the future. The confusion and lack of confidence I had back in my early teenage years has almost evaporated at this point. All in all, this school basically saved me. I will forever be grateful for all the people who helped me get to where I am. I would like to thank my parents for knowing my interests better than I did and putting me in a school like this. I know you guys didn't get along, but you still stuck together just for the sake of me, and you never gave up on me, despite all the questionable and sordid things I did throughout my youth. I would like to thank the teachers and staff of this school who believed in my abilities and helped me get to where I am today. Whenever I felt hopeless in myself, you brushed me off and set me right back on track. And it's because of you I am where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to graduate had it not been for you guys. I would especially like to thank Ms. Vicky and Ms. Fatton, who run this amazing school, and you guys showed me compassion when literally nobody else did. So I can't thank you enough for that. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you for truly whatever school you decide to go to. It's going to be amazing. Don't be a stranger. None of you be a stranger. We want to see your beautiful faces next year and hear about all the triumphs. Our last graduate speaker of the day is our valedictorian, Adrian Piskaric. He is the president of the National Honor Society. He did extensive work with Base Camp, an organization that works with pediatric cancer patients. He was the treasurer of our SGA, editor of the yearbook when he was younger, and he plans to attend Stetson University in the fall after being admitted early for early admission. We're very proud of Adrian. Adrian, I think, has been with us the longest of any of our graduates, 5 years, and will definitely be a missed face in our halls next year. Adrian?
Hello, and thank you all for coming. Confused? Oh. 2015. 2015 was the year that changed it all for me. Before I came to this school, I had no concept of what true learning was. I lost a year in kindergarten due to the staff not knowing how to manage my behavioral needs at the time, and was kept in an office for the entire year. The next 4 years after that were not so great either. For redoing kindergarten to my 3rd grade year, I was bullied. given up on by my teachers, and the thought of spending another day there would force me to drive myself to vomit just so I could leave early. I can say positively, those 4 years were of no growth to me. Here I was, a third grader, with the teachings of kindergarten the only real thing I've grasped at this point. So starting 4th grade, I went to a school that specialized for children with special needs. Just to be clear, I have ADD, ADHD, Asperger's, the whole shebang. I didn't have the skills to manage them, so I spent another 4 years of education to help me cope with these things as well. While I'm grateful for the experience and was able to learn how to manage these things, this is the time I wish I could have taken an elementary school to finish. But I can't complain. You see, when I learned the skills to manage these things, it turns out that I was a pretty gifted student. Well, everyone here is pretty impressive. But let's just say the material we had wasn't all that scintillating, if you catch my drift. Then I found Socrates. I just have to say, wow. Out of my 12 years of government-mandated education, these 5 amazing years, I've grown more as a person than I would have ever had the 7 years before them. Here, people saw me for who I am and accepted me. Here, the teachers didn't give up on me. And here, the education I received didn't make me nauseous. Here, I'm a Jenga puzzle. They take the best pieces from me, and when I fall down, they build me back up stronger than ever. They took in a scared, shy, confused kid and showed him that he is worth something, that he isn't some kid that needs to be medicated or is out of control. They believed in me. They made me feel smart and confident, and again, like I was worth something. By the way, I'm just putting it in there, my parents are awesome. For 5 years, they happily paid my tuition and drove me to school 2 hours every day. Yeah, I bleed Socrates teal and black. Out of these 5 years, I learned 2 invaluable lessons. Who you are is not shaped by the woes of your past, but of the growth of your present. I kind of lost my 7 of the 12, but I'm sure set grateful for the 5 I got. The other lesson is that you're not always going to make the finish line. You're not going to be fly like Beyonce, and probably not going to be Bezos rich. But I can say with 100% certainty, everyone has their blooming moment. It took several years to find mine. But when people doubt you, or you don't feel like you're good enough, smile, laugh, and know you're perfect. Because out of the 7.8 billion people out there, there is only one of you. Never forget that. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrienne. That was beautiful. That was inspiring. It was awesome. You did a great job. Adrienne, when I first came to the school, I taught English, and I had the honor of having Adrienne in my class, and he was always an amazing writer, so I was anxious to hear your speech. You did an awesome job. A+. We're going to watch our graduation video. And just so you know, this is your walking, this is your coming across the stage. So as I call you, you're gonna go back to the spot in between the two doorways. Even if you're sitting up front, you're gonna walk to the back so that we see you walk down the aisle, come up on the stage, and I will hand you your diploma. We're not gonna shake hands this year like we normally would. And then you'll go down the steps and take a picture with Miss Patton in front of our backdrop.
We're gonna stop there for a picture.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I'm just trying to forget that part. You just stop here, and Miss Erin, you'll stand on the end, I'll stand on this end after I've given you the diploma, and Miss Erin will take a picture of us, okay? Does that make sense, everybody? You're gonna walk to the back, come up, I'll hand you the diploma, stop for a minute, look at Erin, take a picture, and then you'll take a picture with Miss Patton, with the backdrop. All right? Our first graduate is Drew Balaji. We're gonna start, you took some beforehand, I'm not sure if you wanna take some.
I would love to see some, I only got one camera.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, the Rivera family, and then we'll move, counterclockwise. No, actually, I'm sorry. No, we're gonna move this way. I forgot what we talked about. We're gonna start here and move this way, move with, right, and then we'll go right. Okay, my apologies. All right, so if after you've taken the pictures, everybody would go ahead and pass it back. Here is a treat, a box of cookies for everybody, and a bottle of water, and we'll take that with
Well, while everyone's doing their pictures, on behalf of the parents, I would like to thank the staff at school for putting this together. I'm glad I have my mask on, so you can see me crying, but, I mean, it's really so special, and I know you all worked really, really hard for putting it together for us all, and on behalf of the families, thanks very much.
You know, it might not be the graduation of your dreams, but it's certainly going to be one that you'll remember forever.
servietas van aquí.
I can get a picture. I can get a picture of you guys. Go back to my picture. Can I have my picture real quick? Sorry, go back to my picture.
Just say the
Just walk for me, please. Walk for me, one picture.
Take the rope off, wear the cords all day.
One more, just one more. Don't take me. 1 second, sorry. Just 1 second. Halfway. That's it. We're done.
Make sure you wear some cords all day. You can take his robe off. The cords are looking good. Adrian, those cords are looking good.
You got down.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
Let me go last one, so we can, I'm liking that hardware. Let me get the drain.
You look so nice.
You got finished.
Oh, it looks great. Right here.
Still go drink.
That was a double mark.